Well, he lives in Dana Point.
Oh.
So by the time he get up here, he'd have to come up here the night before.
Yeah.
He's way down there in Dana Point.
Yeah.
It's like another county, man. I went two
I can't
counties.
wait to get those 10 points that you're talking about. I can't wait to get them. And with your permission, I'd like to infuse some of that in my workshops.
Yeah.
Maybe not all of them, but, you know, I want to put some, like the scotoma, definitely got to be there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We're going to get you in there at that right away.
And I want you to see how I use it so you can have an idea how it's being used.
Yeah.
To see if it's being misused, you know, like malpractice, professional malpractice, you know. So I would love that.
We'll get you started on that. Would be great.
Yeah, I would love that.
When you talk about dissonance, have you read the book that's by Dr. Joy DeGruy?
No, I haven't.
Cognitive dissonance, and she's talking about
cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, so she's amazing at when she does it's on YouTube. She does a speech in London, and she's talking about that and how white people, you know, they perceive things the way they want to perceive it.
Yeah.
Right, and then black folks perceive things the way they want to perceive it, and you're looking, she's amazing all by herself. But then when you look around the room and she's having a car, and there's only one black person in the room besides herself, and the faces are like, it's just because it's starting to sink in and you see it.
Yeah.
So it's really an incredible speech that she does. Yeah. But everything that she does is just.
Well, I'll tell you the thing that I like most about this is that it's founded. The basis of all of this that I'm talking about is psychology. It's the positive side of psychology. Mm-hmm. So people have known about dissonance for years, but it's always been viewed as a negative.
Yeah.
And so the terminology I try to use is how can we make this work for us? And you'll see that in some of the tools I'm going to send you. It's boilerplate psychology, but I'm breaking it down to a conversational level so that they can then put it in play.
At what point in your career did you realize that you can use the platform of psychology to do storytelling? Because that was a key connecting point right there.
Yeah.
Psychology with storytelling.
So my second year in college, I had a professor that I complained to that everything he talked about was negative in psychology.
Yeah.
And he said, well, let that be your assignment. I went, what? He goes, to find the positive points of psychology. And that's what started me. So to answer your question, the first time I used it was when I was asked to speak to a group of kids. And I thought I was going to speak to regular kids. And where they took me was a juvenile detention center. And so I'm scrambling now because I felt unprepared.
Right.
And so what I told him was the first time I'd ever been arrested and taken to juvenile detention center. And it broke the ice.
Yes.
And so then I started reflecting on the tools.
Yeah.
And from there I started to volunteer to speak more. Yeah. And I started preparing. What am I going to talk about? What am I going to use? And that's where these 10 steps came from.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So
more I listen to him, man, it's like, wow.
Yeah. So Gilbert, it came from crime. That's where it came from.
which can be a good place sometimes.
Can be a good place.
But sometimes it's a great elevator because you're already at the bottom, man.
Right,
exactly. Go up to the top,
exactly.
Right?
Because when you get to that point, your back is against the wall. You know you need to go up. What do you do?
Right. And if you're at you're just tired of being in this place, then that's the next step. So, Greg, where do they find Barbed Wire Souls?
It's on Amazon. Just get on Amazon, search for Barbed Wire Souls, Greg Winston. It'll pop up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And the book is one thing, but I will also say I'm really trying to build a community of people who are like me, who care about the future, and are trying to help kids, whether they're your kids or not, doesn't matter. Whether they're black, brown, or green, I don't care. It's just
they're kids.
We're trying to help enforce a different future. And that's what I really like about this whole thing.
Crystal,